This video is to design an ERD in Workbench, in MySQL Workbench, and also how you can convert it into a database. Just to start with, the website that I picked is Cura.com, and I'll remember to go through some examples on various relationships and connections that you can have in ERD. So first and foremost, what is Cura.com? The site is basically a question and answer website where questions are created, answered. It's basically to organize by the community of users. It aggregates questions and answers to topics. So this is an example of a question, and this is a user, and some description about him. So you can see topics are like this, science, and so you can go for various views, top stories, questions and answers, open questions. These are various views of the um, how you can view your questions. A user is the center because you need to be a user to be on the website to be able to start reading questions and answers. Um, you can write a post, you can create a blog, you can save drafts. These are some of the things that you can do. Other than, you can look at your notification, who are the folks who are following you. You can read stories from them, and you can also clear. So these are various functionalities of Cura.com. So yeah, you can click on any of the views like question and answers or top stories, open questions, etc. All right. Now we'll look at the ER diagram for Cura.com and discuss some of the functions and the tables. At the center, you have a user table, and you can create a user to be on the website. A user can follow a topic, can follow a question, and can also follow a user. So, which is why you have a follow table. Other various topics, which you can be connected to, so that you can see all the questions related to those topics. So you have questions table, and you have answers table, so that you can also read. So you can also read through the answers and the questions. You can leave comments for answers in case you have any views there. A user can obviously write blogs, can send some messages, and needs to receive notifications. So which is why those three tables are there. Now let's look at the relationship between these tables. So as you can see, a user can follow either a topic, or a question can follow a user himself. So which is why there is a one-to-many relationship between user and follow table. Whereas if you look at topics in a question table, the relationship between these two, because a topic can be related to multiple questions and a question can be related to multiple topics, which is why there is a many-to-many relationship between these two tables, and we represent this by a table called topic_question, which saves a topics ID and a question ID on the table. Next we will try and create tables in MySQL Workbench. So click on your search and type MySQL Workbench there and open MySQL Workbench. Once you see a main connection, click on it. It will open up the SQL editor for you. Click on File and click on New Model, because we are trying to create a new diagram, new ER diagram. So click on Model, and you can further see that you can create, you can add a new diagram. So click on that. You will now be on a new diagram. So we will create a user table, and then we will create a follow table, and then we will show a connection between the two of them. So as you can see in the left hand side toolbar, you will see a place a new table. So just click on this one and drop it on the ER diagram grid. further, you double click on this table 1, and you can name it as user. That's what you want your table to be named as. Next, you click on column and you give it an ID and leave it type int. It will automatically mark the first 2 columns for it, the primary key and a NN. You would want your user to have some profile info. For now, we will just leave it as one field. There could be multiple fields, but for the sake of this video, we'll just leave it as one field and give it a varchar 45. Next, we will give a username, a varchar 45 again, and we can give it a credit because every user can have some credit on them, and give it an int because a credit has to be int. Alright, so that creates a user table. Next, we will create a follow table. We do the same thing and make a follow table and have an ID for it, and then next we have a follow type because a user can follow a question, a topic, and a user itself. So we will give this as an enum field. So you will say topic and question and then a user, and then you give it a closing bracket. So this is an enum type of field that you've given. Next, you give a follow ID because you need to store the ID, and give it an int. For which user are you saving this information, so you give it a user ID. So, and this will also be an int because all IDs are int type. So this will give you your follow table. Next, we will want to define a connection between the user and the follow. So for this, you will have to provide a foreign key. So if you click on foreign keys for follow table, you can create a foreign key for user and follow. So let's call it fk underscore followed by, because we want to specify which user is this this table for this followed by. So next, you give reference table as my database and go to user because that's where this key would be placed. And then you select user ID because that's the key you're storing. And on update, give it as cascade so that every time there's an updation or a deletion, then the respective rows in this table get deleted too. So this is an example of a one-to-many because a user can follow various topics, various users, and various questions. So this covers our example for that. It can be connected to many topics. So there is a bridge that we create between the two tables, and I've created the tables already for saving time on this video. So as you can see, a topics table has various fields like an ID, a topic name, a topic description, a number of times it has been viewed. These are the various columns that we have there. A questions table has a question ID and what's the question. Well, the question is still open. Top voted answer for this question and number of views for this table. Now between these two tables, we need to save the connections between the two of them, like a bridge table. So we will give fields for this table, topic underscore question as because a topic ID, this will be an int type, and a questions ID, which will also be int. Now these will be the two columns in this table. Now we need to define relationship between topics table and topic underscore question, and question table and topic underscore question. So first of all, we'll give foreign key for this table, The first foreign key that we will require is fk underscore topic underscore join. um, the reference table for this one will be topics because it will reference to topics to join them, and we pick up the topic ID from there, and we can leave this as no action. Next we need a foreign key for the question table, so we'll call it foreign question underscore join, and the reference table will be for this one as MyDB question, and we will pick the question ID for this foreign key, and you can leave it as no actions. So this is how you create the foreign keys for topic questions. Now we will learn how to export this into a database and create real tables out of this ER diagram. Okay, so you can next open, you can click on home once you're done with your ER diagram. You've created your tables, you've shown your connections. Go to home and click on main connection. So this will open a SQL editor for you wherein you can write your queries. On top you will also see your ER diagram is also present. So once you're on that screen, click on file, go to export, and click on forward engineer SQL create script. Once you're there, you select generate drop statements before each create statement, generate drop schema, and generate insert statements for tables. Give it a name called cura_create.sql, or you can browse a name and replace a file with this one. Next you say continue. Click on export MySQL table objects because that's what we've done so far. Click on continue. You can see the query has been generated. Select all by command A and then command C and copy it, or simply copy to clipboard. That's what you can do. Once you're done with that, go to your main connection, SQL editor, and paste it. Okay, now you're ready to create your table. So click on execution of this file. So click on that and you will see that your query has been run. Just to verify whether your tables have been created or not, go to my database, MyDB, and click on tables, and you can see your answer, block, comment, follow, message, notify, question, topic underscore question, topics, and users table, all as per your ER diagram. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video and it was a good learning experience for you. Thank you everyone.